Act 16, one, take one.
As soon as she gets set, then you stay your line, okay?
For the Preston Area Community Foundation.
But I do feel struggle breeds and adds to your creativity. And I love working with young people who've been through some stuff already. And this is where we came from.
Growing up in the city of Trenton, which is where our main headquarters is here, you know, I found my way into different mischief. And when I was involved into the arts, it seemed like my focus was able to be redirected in a more positive way. Before the damage to our design is irreversible.
You mean your design, don't you?
Joseph Halsey started out in film and television in the 1980s. He now plays a recurring role as a police officer on Law & Order SVU, the longest-running primetime live-action series on TV.
Ways to get down there. Just one. You have to come down the front stoop.
He's back in his hometown of Trenton, New Jersey, to produce independent documentaries like this one that brings kids who've had run-ins with the law into conversation with police officers.
How do you feel when you see your partner getting aggressive with a person that did nothing to him?
In your mind, you didn't do nothing, but because we know what we know we have all the right to arrest you.
Y'all say we judge y'all.
He's also teaching local kids the art of filmmaking. Joe has established a foundation in his father's name to do just that.
My father, who is the namesake of the foundation, the James R. Halsey Foundation of the Arts, taught me as a young kid. You know, he was our coach, and he took every kid that seemed not to be wanted because they lacked some sort of athletic ability, and he exploited their strength to make them a part of a whole team. The biggest challenge is that we have to remember where we're at. On more than one occasion, you know, the class was taken up, but just listening because some of our kids have lost somebody to gun violence. A good amount of our kids deal with challenges that a lot of people aren't aware of.
One of his student filmmakers, a recent grad from Trenton Central High, is going to Harvard University.
When I started off, I was very shy, very to myself. And when they wanted me to be part of the acting crew, which meant that I had to act in front of the camera, I wasn't really willing to do so. But Mr. Joseph, he obviously wanted everyone to do a little bit of everything. So he encouraged me to, act in front of the camera at least once, try it out, see how I feel, and he made sure that I felt comfortable.
Our Harvard-bound Eric, what we supplied him with was just a place to express himself. And then all of a sudden, this young, quiet Latino kid was on every billboard and on every video that the city puts out, and he's thriving.
Yeah?
What was some of your better or favorite times here?
I enjoyed the time that you brought me into the documentary that you worked on.
Yeah.
That was very professional, and I thought, I really enjoyed it.
Our current kids, our young students just finished up. They were all in the Zombies, an American Horror Story.
Act 4, scene 1, take 2. How? What's the matter, girls? Looks like death came for you.
You did this to us. How do we stop?
Have your body do the language. Your body language is great. You're like, oh my God. Oh,
I think my next step from here, I think I'm going to go to New York to do more theater. Welcome to James R. Halsey Foundation of the Arts, and this will be our new crib.
Another reason why I got into it is I was that kid who could have gone to the wrong place on the road. But arts put me in the right direction. Once I found that focus, I became lasered in on it. Went to Florida School of the Arts and moved to New York. Yes, I was waiting tables, and that's how I was able to get my first TV job. I waited on the casting director for Bill Cosby. And he looked at me and he said, "Are you an actor by any chance?" And I said, "Well, I'm young, I'm cute, I'm waiting tables in New York. What do you think?" And he called me in.
One pizza and 1 pint of coffee ice cream. Mrs. Huxtable must be out of town.
Given all that's happened with Bill Cosby, We asked Joe how he now feels about his first big role on national television.
Thank you. Enjoy this fight.
I can't speculate on anything that happened when I wasn't there or if I wasn't in the room. So for me, at that time of my life, it was incredible. My mother was, her son's on national TV at that time. It was the #1 rated TV show in America, and that was my moment. That was my moment, and it was great. But also, it's up to me as an educator now to guide children in the right way of treating each other. And what I can tell you is this new generation, they are more accepting of other cultures and other ideas and other sexualities. They're like, whatever. They really are. They are so much more open-minded than we have ever even thought of being. And I think that's going to help with situations that we've seen in the past. So that gives me hope. That gives me hope that some of these things that do come out in our industry are going to stop, and it's going to change.
There's so many benefits to what we do. And what's better than sharing a meal with a couple young people who have great ideas? And we do share a meal every Wednesday. I want them to become whatever they find their passion for. I actually think a lot of our kids are going to wind up in politics, and they're going to use these acting techniques to get elected. At least I hope so. I wish I had more time in the day. Put it this way, what I would want 10 years from now is a full-time free arts school for kids that would not have that opportunity otherwise. That was good. That was good. You didn't say it? All right. Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Cut. All right.